Okay. Sorry about the little delay there. I actually hopped on here about 10 minutes early to try to get everything straightened out, and I swear I'm not making this up. YouTube changes their live streaming platform every time I get on here. It's a little bit different. It doesn't seem to matter anyway because there's only one person watching right now. So, uh, hence, it do not matter. But I guess some people might be watching this later. Well, all right. I'm just gonna hang out for a sec and see if anybody joins. If you are joining and you want to start a little conversation, make a little love, get down tonight, then chat it up in the chat. Say hi. By the way, I've covered it up a little bit because I'm vain like that. I have a zit like right on the end of my nose. Like it couldn't be more perfectly centered right there in my nose. Good times. When I was a kid and I had the teenage acne and whatnot, I didn't have it as bad as a lot of people did, but I always was told that it was going to go away eventually. Like, you get old and it goes away. That is not true. That's not true. It might have gotten a little better, but I have always had zits that pop up here and there, and now I get these, like, you probably can't hardly see them, but of course when I look in the mirror, it's all I can see are these. They're like permanent zits, basically, that my dermatologist is like, yeah, they're just kind of oil glands that became a thing. It's like, oh, great. And then I'm like, how do I get rid of them? She's like, you can't. Awesome. So it not only do zits not go away, they become permanent eventually. So that's good. It's good times. Okay. Well, let me check around. It says one person watching now. Is that one person myself? I need to figure something out here. I need to make an event out of this. It needs to be something people are clamoring for. I don't know. Anybody who's watching this after the fact, I am drinking Rebecca Creek bourbon with Coke. So, nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. Sawyer, how you doing? How you doing? Josh Elber, how you doing? There was a town very near where I grew up called Elbert, Texas. It was very, very tired. Not very, very, very tired. Wow. What was that? It was very small. Did it even have a population? I think it had a post office. It was basically a post office and maybe a general store that like all the cowboys went to. So you have a town named after you. It's really small. Is there a Joe, Texas? Probably not. I don't think so. Well, cool. To the whopping 5 people that are joining right now, thanks for being here. This is the whiskey live stream on a Thursday night. My wife is asleep in the next room, which means I get to do the Quiet Storm DJ voice. You're on the Quiet Storm. That's just me. Gordon, how you doing, bud? What's up, LNGs? Uh-oh, what does this mean? LNGs. What does LNGs mean? Ladies and gentlemen, I figured it out. Okay. I was trying to figure out, like, Patreon supporters and members. Like, Patreons and... No. That didn't work. Yep. Tyler, Texas. I know a couple people from there. There's a guy that was... When I did a little bit of the stand-up stuff, he did it with me. And he's from Tyler. And it's a good 2-hour drive, hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that, between here and there. And he had, full-time job, and he had kids and the whole thing. And that dude drove every night, hour and a half or 2 hours. Not every night. 2 or 3 times a week. Would drive into Dallas to do open mic nights. And whenever people ask, why didn't I, keep doing stand-up, like, that's why. Like, that is a dude that really, really wants to do it. And I just didn't feel that strongly about it. Not remotely. Although, might dip my toes back into it at some point. But anyway, Prove the booze, says Mitchell. All right, the booze is right here. I said just a second ago, for anybody who might have heard, it's bourbon and Coke. It's a bourbon called Rebecca Creek that's pretty good. It's like Texas. I think it's Texas bourbon. Although technically I know bourbon is supposed to be from Kentucky, but you know. Sean Devine has joined. Jonathan Francisco, hello, sir. He hadn't been to one of these in a long time. So, Jonathan, you have a little thing next to your name as a member, but were you / are you not in Patreon as well? Because I used to have your, was it the Dodgers? I used to have your Dodgers thing back here. Unless there's another Jonathan Francisco. I'm thinking that's the same one. Anyway, I would be curious if you did switch over to memberships, like why you chose memberships over Patreon. I'm always trying to get a little bit of a handle on that. It's just challenging for me because there's two different places that I have to go to do everything when it comes to like the Patreon and supporter members community and whatnot. I'm just trying to find the right balance there and trying not to leave you guys out. I realize that at the end of every video I say the name of all the Patreon supporters, and I haven't been doing that for the members, and I kind of feel bad about that. And every once in a while I'll try to shout out, hey, thanks to the members and everything. It's just there's so many different. Okay, you want to hear some YouTube talk? Who wants to hear about some YouTube talk? This is one of the challenges. Like they say, you don't want to send people in too many different places, too many what's the word I'm looking for? Calls to actions. You don't want to kind of dilute where you send people. But the challenge is, what are all the things that I need? Well, so I have the sponsors that I have to shout out at the end of the video. There's Patreon supporters. There's YouTube members. There's the merch store. There's my other channels. There's the podcast. So I've been trying to refine the standard stuff that I have in my not disclaimer, in the description down below, because right now it's just like all these things, and there's all the social media and everything, and it's just like it's just too much. It's challenging because you want to be like out in as many places as you can be, have as many touch points as possible, but at the same time it's like that means you're not being spread in a lot of different directions. So anyway, that was just a little bit of a rant. Saying that wine was lame. Make fun of my wine. John says he used to have a friend drive 2 hours one way to do stand-up because he was funny to me, and he drove back in my vehicle after I had a few drinks. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Have a designated driver. Oh, okay. So Jonathan, you're in both. Okay. Well, cool. Thank you twice. And Chris Kibb as well. Okay. Wow. Well, cool, guys. Thank you. Certainly don't have to do both. Stephen Sow says, this is the first time joining my live stream. I enjoy the majority of the videos, a little biased toward the space and understanding the universe ones. Yeah, those are doing pretty well. I it just kind of inadvertently, it wasn't even on purpose. I just happened to have like several space related videos in a row, and they're doing really well. And I'm a little bit nervous because Monday's video is nothing about that at all. I'm going back to like mental stuff about memory. Yeah, no, I'm doing a video. Monday's video is about how to hack your memory and basically use the techniques of memory champions to superpower your encoding, storage, and retrieval of memories, which is actually a lot more interesting than I thought when I first got into it. So, but it's definitely off. It's not doing the space thing that has been working so well lately. So we'll see how it does. They don't all have to be hits, but and actually, you know what? Can I use that as a jumping off point to actually I want to run something by you guys. I know you're here to listen to me, but like this is also a good chance for me to hear from you guys and get feedback from you. So, okay. Let me back up a little bit. So I've got all these sponsors that I do. I only sponsor my Monday videos. I sprinkle in one or two for a Thursday video every once in a while. I've only done a handful of those though. And my rep, my guy at Standard who like sets all these up, has been gently pressuring me for a while to do the Thursday videos as well. And from his standpoint, and now granted they make a cut of that, so they stand to make some money from it, but I don't think he's being like that necessarily, but from his standpoint it's like, why wouldn't you do that? You can make double the money. You can be making more money doing that. And what I keep telling him is I don't want every video to be an ad for something, I don't mind the sponsors that I get. I'm actually happy with them. Brilliant Curiosity Stream, Skillshare, all these guys. I think they do kind of stack on top of the topics that I talk about anyway, because it's all about knowledge usually. And it's definitely something that's like, I wouldn't recommend it to you guys if I didn't think that my audience that likes the kind of stuff that I talk about would be interested in it in some way. And I've had some that have been brought up to me and I'm just kind of like, no, I don't think they would be interested in that. But anyway, so he has been recommending for a while that I do more on Thursdays. And there's a few reasons I've been super hesitant to do it. I've had a few excuses or reasons not to do it, and one of them is what I just said. I don't want every video to be an advertisement. Like I want you guys to feel like I'm always selling you something. I don't think everything I do should be monetized, I guess is what I'm saying. Like it doesn't all have to be about making money. But the other one is that the Thursday videos are called Random Thursday for a reason. I want them to be on any kind of topics that can strike me as interesting. I don't want to get too pigeonholed into just space stuff, even though I know that that's popular. I don't want to just do that. I don't want to do it to the point that like if I try to do something else, people just freak out and are like, what the hell is this? Because that can easily happen. And then the other reason is I want to diversify my sources of income. So right now I've got the sponsorships, I've got Patreon, and then the AdSense, which I think the memberships kind of go into that. That all flows together. So it's Google basically. And then there's, the merch sales, which is kind of small. But I don't want it to be all about sponsorships, because if sponsorships went away, then I'd be screwed. I don't want it to be all about AdSense, because if the algorithm changed or something, I'd be screwed. I don't want it to rely on any one thing. I feel safer if there's a whole foundation from several of them. Now he also makes the good point that it's like, well, are you making as much from AdSense as you would be making from the sponsorships? And the fact is no, not remotely. But I've been thinking about this a lot. You can tell. I went into my analytics and I looked to see, in general, in a lot of different ways, how the Random Thursday videos are performing. Over the last year, over 2019 so far, we're getting almost done, but over 2019, the 5 videos that have gotten me the most subscribers have all been Random Thursday videos. So there's monetization, but then there's also channel growth, which is also important. So my big question is, though, does that have anything to do with the sponsorships? Like if I did sponsored videos, would that have anything to do with the number of subscribers that come in? I don't know. All I know is that things are working really well right now. I could probably accelerate things a little bit. I would like to hit 1 million subscribers by summer or fall of next year. And at the rate I'm going right now, it might be closer to the end of next year. But I mean, things are working great. I'm extremely happy with how things are going. So, I don't really want to screw things up too much. I don't want to try to fix something that's not broken, kind of thing. Anyway, that's kind of what I'm struggling with right now. And I guess I would love to hear what you guys think about sponsoring the Random Thursday videos. Would that be a turnoff? Would that be something that kind of cheapens the whole thing? Is my concern about every video being an ad just in my own head, or is that something that other people care about too? I would love to hear your thoughts on that. So let me Let me let that sit for a second and catch up because I know that I'm ahead of you guys just a little bit here. And while I'm doing that, let me find something. Yeah, give me just a minute here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry, I had to find the live control room so that I could control things. Yeah. All right. I'm going to have a sip and read what you guys are having to say here. You guys are talking about Mars Season 2? Oh, is that for National Geographic? Is that what that was? I'm still kicking myself that I think it was for that. I think it was for that program. I got asked to do a zero-G flight over in Las Vegas to promote it, and I listened to the wrong people and I turned it down. I wish I'd done it. If I had another opportunity, I would definitely take it. So John says some people prefer the Random Thursday videos, clearly. As a user of YouTube, 90% of videos have some sort of sponsorship, and to me, it's no big deal. Okay. Sean says if your sponsors don't make you look like you're tailoring your video to the sponsors, then cool. Or if your sponsors know that they can't dictate your videos for their... Yeah, that's the deal. That's the deal. I mean, some of them are like... They don't want to sponsor specifically like political posts, but I don't really do political posts. But you know, there are some here's one argument for it though. Let me say this, like the cocaine video that I did, right? On how back when cocaine was in everything, it got totally demonetized because, oh my God, I said the word cocaine. That is just something that's just a fact about YouTube. I don't like it. I can complain about it just like everybody else, but it is what it is, and I got to roll with it. But one of the ways that I can roll with it is I could use sponsorships to make it worthwhile to do videos that I know are going to get demonetized. You know, I don't think that Brilliant or Curiosity Stream would have had any problem with a video that talked about cocaine or the history of cocaine or anything like that. They wouldn't have had a problem with that. They would have sponsored that just fine. So instead of making nothing on it, which is basically what happened, I could be making something from the sponsorship video. So there is an argument to be made that doing sponsored videos on Thursdays could actually free me up to do things that I can't do now. You know what I mean? This is why it's like I keep going back and forth. And I'm kind of thinking ahead. I'm thinking of 2020 and how I want to start doing things on the channel in the next year. And I'm debating whether or not I should start. And maybe I could do it strategically, you know, start, finding topics that I know will probably get demonetized because Google's just the way they are. And I could use those to get sponsorships, you know. That's a possibility. John says you do 2 videos a week. My word, you can own one of the two without... I can own one of the two without guilt. Okay. Thank you. That sounds nice. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. But, Mitchell says on this, more subscribers equals more Patreon and not needing sponsors. Possibly. Yeah. That's a good point. Right now, all of the Patreon money goes toward my team. I don't think there's any left over right now. I've got it pretty much paying off the team. So that's what that does. That makes it so that I can do all this and not lose my mind. Okay. Oh, we got 17 people joining. Thank you guys for joining, by the way. It's always a little disheartening when I start a live stream. There's only like 1 or 2 people watching. The very first live stream I ever did on this channel, and of course I had like less than 1,000 subscribers at the time. This was way back when. I was like, I'm gonna do a live stream. So I did a live stream, and literally the entire live stream there was nobody watching. Like nobody. It was literally 15 or 20 minutes of me just sitting here like, I don't know, guys. Chapstick. I got chapstick. And I don't know. So that was fun. I guess I still have a little bit of residual trauma from that. Okay. Gordon says the addition of the photos that are edited in your videos, the help is paying off. Oh, yeah. Well, and hopefully eventually I can get a dedicated graphics person. I'm finding that like I'm always stealing graphics from other people. And I started thinking, you know what, though? I could be making graphics and people could be stealing from me and sourcing me and getting my name out there or the channel's name out there. So it would make more, business sense to do it that way. My problem isn't that I can't afford it right now. The problem is that and this is changing. I'm getting a little bit ahead, which is a freaking miracle. But generally, I have like a week between when I finish writing a script and have to get the video out. And actually that is a luxury that I used to not have. So it's a matter of like graphics heavy videos just take longer and graphics are not as fast as editing. So it's a time thing is what I'm getting at. Sayonara says he doesn't really care. The ads are not a concern to him. Good to know. And the Thursday videos don't get you as excited as the science newsy ones. Well, that's what you're here for. People are here for different things. That's cool. Gordon says sponsorship's never been in your face. It doesn't matter. Okay. We'd rather watch an ad than from YouTube. Good to know. Oh, here we go. Someone's sucking up. Sawyer says, hey, Joe, you are charming and people like watching you, so I don't think adding more sessions would bother people. Thank you very much. That's very nice. The guy needs to hear that sometimes. Okay. John says, totally honest, not a turnoff, but I think you've been one to enjoy your artistic freedom for the longevity of the channel. Maybe don't give your artistic legs some room to stretch. Yeah, well, in the end, that's what matters to me. And that's why I resist like just doing science stuff all the time. And I like to kind of go into other territories because the death of a YouTube channel is a creator who has lost interest in making those videos. That's really what kills YouTube channels more than anything else. Or a creator that's just like, oh my God, I just can't bring my, like, luckily I'm not there. I really enjoy getting to do what I do. I got to hang out with a buddy of mine last night who lives in Denver now. And it was great talking to him, and he's kind of a workaholic like I am, but we were talking about that, and I was like, it doesn't feel like work to me. Like if I'm just sitting there watching TV or something, I want to be doing something else. Like I'm playing a game on my phone or something. Like I just want to be doing something else, and I enjoy reading about the stuff that I do videos about, and I enjoy the process. So luckily, I'm still there. Fabian, sponsors video don't bother me. Just keep your videos honest and don't let the sponsors affect what you're putting out. Yeah, totally, man. I'm right there with you. Leah, hello, Leah, says, honestly never noticed that the Thursday videos didn't have sponsors. Okay. You should sponsor whatever you can if it's making more money for you. Well, I mean, luckily I'm not worried about making more money right now. I'm perfectly happy with the amount of money I'm making right now. I don't have to make more. God, I've never been able to say that before. What a miracle. But it's really more about, like I said a second ago, like being able to just kind of do whatever I want, and staying diversified. I'm petrified that like I'm basically sitting on a chair with 4 legs, and if one of those legs goes out, it gets pretty wobbly, And John agrees that it's like running a business. It's definitely like running a business. Chris says, given an option to contribute for Random Thursday might be the best way for me personally. I would contribute per video. Okay, so that's a really good point. So the deal with Patreon is, unless they've changed this, which things do change, my understanding was that when you first set it up, you choose either a monthly, people pay by monthly subscription, or they pay by video, right? And I think you can't change it after that. Now, again, that rule might have changed lately, but anyway, my point is I don't even know if I could change it if I wanted to. But it's an interesting conversation that I've had with a few other YouTubers that, like, what are the pros and cons of doing it that way? I prefer the monthly thing, honestly. It's just, if I was more like, say, Tim Dodd, who puts out videos just kind of like when he finishes them, I feel like that would make more sense to do it like that. But since I'm like Mr. Schedule, then I feel like it makes more sense to do it monthly, because I'm going to be making that many videos regardless, Oh, I hate the way this thing works. Okay, so Matson, hey Matson, says, please don't put the sponsored segments in the middle of the video. Yeah, I don't like that either. I also hate when creators do this thing. It's like they like tease the video at the beginning, and then they have their little intro animation, and they come back. It's like, hey, welcome to the thing, but before I get started, make sure and subscribe and hit the like button and do the thing and do this other thing and do the other thing. And I'm like, I haven't even watched your video yet. Why would I subscribe to your channel? I've never in my life subscribed to a channel after watching one video from a guy. I watch the video, I like it, I check out some of his other stuff or her stuff, I like it. Okay, yeah, I want to see more of this, so I hit subscribe. I think that's how it works. I don't think anybody has ever watched one video and then hit subscribe, and I definitely don't think anybody in the world has ever watched the first 1 minute of the video and the guy says, before I keep going, hit subscribe. Oh, okay, I'll hit subscribe. That's never happened. It's never once happened. Sorry, I get a little bit worked up about this. Because I need a drink. I've had knockdown, drag out arguments with other YouTubers about this. I think that's just, it's like standard practice that everybody does, and it's so stupid. Anyway. Sean says, take a poll of your viewers if they would rather see a YouTube ad or your sponsor spots. I would love if you could shut off YouTube ads. Huh. You know what? That's actually kind of interesting. Because at least if I'm doing my own sponsored posts, or if I'm doing a sponsored ad, it's still me being able to sort of do it in my me way. At least it's not like a Fiverr commercial for the 500th effing time that day. I don't know about you guys. I know it's all very personalized, and maybe I've used Fiverr recently, but like, I'm not kidding. Every time I watch a video, it's a Fiverr ad. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're saying. Somebody's typing it out right now. Why don't you have YouTube Premium? You can afford it, Joe. Why don't you do? I don't know why. I don't know. I cannot bring myself to sign up for YouTube Premium. There's something, I feel like the vast majority of YouTube viewers are not on Premium, and I feel like if I don't experience YouTube the same way they do, that I will lose touch in some way. I feel like I want to do it off Premium. I want to do it normal, because otherwise I don't want to lose touch with the experience that other people are having watching my channel. Does that make any sense? Like, I don't even know if that makes sense, but I'm stuck to it. I can't bring myself to sign up for Premium for that reason. Anyway. It's a little quirk about me, fellas. Sayonara says, it's super helpful to get the message from Patreon that the live stream is starting/started. We're working on that. So you have Dakota to thank for that. Dakota, Alex. I don't know, is Alex? I know her last name is actually Flemmer, but she goes by Alex in Discord. But anyway, she's helping me out with that. She is now my community manager, so she's managing you guys. And she's helping me out with that. So thank you, Dakota. Everybody thank Dakota in the top chat. Black chapstick, a man of class. Is that what class is to you? That I have black chapstick? It's just the original. I have it's not on me. I have another chapstick that I use. It's the blue one that has SPF on it because I got to protect my smoochers. But I am a man of culture. Thanks for noticing. Oh, y'all are responding to my rant now. Okay. Do you make money from YouTube membership, folks? I hope a little money goes to creators. This is from Scott. Yes. Honestly, I don't know what the breakdown is on that. It kind of just folds right into my AdSense revenue, so I just know it's there. And I've definitely noticed an uptick in my AdSense revenue from it. I looked earlier. I think I've got like 130 or so members with $5 each, so it's helpful. It's helpful. But no, I don't know how much that gets split between me and YouTube. Maybe I should look into that. So Sawyer said something that was so bad he had to retract it. Ooh, naughty. I missed out on some drams. Okay, so y'all are agreeing with me on the thing. Okay, so Sawyer mentioned a Christmas special with Joe, and I don't know exactly what you're referring to there, but this is a good opportunity to announce something that I would like to do in the next month or so. I feel like I've talked about this before somewhere, so forgive me if you guys have seen this before. I know I just talked about it recently somewhere. Anyway, a long time ago, back when I did a video on like the big new telescopes that are on their way up, the 30 meter telescope in Hawaii, they sent me this, a little model that you put together, and it's all in Japanese too, or Chinese. That's Chinese, I believe. Anyway, I've had this sitting around, and I've just never really had time to put it together, but I thought that when the channel hits 600,000, which it's getting close, probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Probably 3 weeks. Anyway, I thought I would just do a fun for everybody live stream where I put this together, and we can all kind of hang out and chat while I do it. So look forward to that. That's not a Christmas special, but it's a special. I really don't do a lot of live streams. I'm not going to say how much money, like, say, Tim makes from his live streams, but Tim does well in his live streams, okay? And I don't blame him at all for, like, live streaming all the SpaceX stuff. Of course, he enjoys doing it, and he's good at it. Like, that. Honestly, that's why I stopped live streaming SpaceX launches, because it was just like, why would I do that when Tim's doing it 10 times better than I could, you know? So he deserves it. I'm not shading the guy at all, but like, you wouldn't believe. It's nuts. And the cool thing about the live streams with like the full channel live streams that get like super chats and whatnot, like, the last one that I did, what was it? Was it the 500,000? It's been a while. There's a decent chunk of change that comes in from that. So like, if I'm having a down month, you know, and videos just aren't performing well, the algorithm doesn't like me for some reason, you know, I could do a live stream, make up some of that if I needed to. It's just, to me, it's like a fallback. It's like a thing that I can rely on, which is kind of nice. I'm not really that good at live streaming, in case you can't tell. But let me know if that sounds fun to you, to do the thing. Dakota says it's so cool. Scott says it's cool. For some reason they're flagging a lot of... I've got to go through and like show some of the comments you guys are leaving. There's nothing bad in it. I don't know why it's doing that. Bad sweater, Joe. Last year I know it's like totally outdated now, but I finally got a Key and Peele Christmas sweater that has the teacher that says all the names wrong, and he's pointing like this, and it says, "You done messed up, Ron." It's like my favorite thing now. Sorry, I'm just getting caught up on your stuff here. Spinning Infinite was asking what whiskey brand am I drinking. It's Rebecca Creek. Rebecca Creek Bourbon. Or Rebecca Creek. It's a lot of k sounds in a word. Rebecca Creek. It's pretty good. I'm almost out of it, actually. Lots of swearing while the model's put together. Yeah, probably. Let's see. What else we got down here? I got another question I was going to ask you guys. See what you if you think I should try this, if you'd be interested in it. iPhone or Android? Asks Madden. Oh, or Matson. Here we go. It's an iPhone. I am in the Mac ecosystem. I've been here for a very long time, and it's probably going to stay that way. I have nothing against Androids. I know they're perfectly good phones. In fact, they're probably better than iPhones in many ways, but I know what I got. Actually, so I'm really excited about this. I'm getting a new computer. So you might not believe this, and I need to do a video about this on the TMI channel just to kind of like explain it all. But this entire time that probably most of you have been watching this channel, probably since like the late 2016. Definitely, no, it's from late 2016. That's when I got this computer. I've been doing this whole thing on a laptop. Right now, I am streaming through a laptop. I've got this whole setup here with a second screen and dongles and hubs and whatnot, and I've made it work. It's all kind of jury-rigged, but it works. But I've been doing it like this for 3 years now, and this computer is a bit underpowered at this point. You've probably noticed glitches here and there. You've probably seen it as I'm live streaming this, but I record from this. I record all my videos just like this. And I put off buying a new computer for a long time. Partly for money reasons. There's a long story. I don't want to go too far into this, but I guess that's why we're here, is to talk about it. I had a wealthy great aunt. She was one of these people. She got married. She married well. She never had kids. Invested well, and lived to be 90 something years old. She just had a lot of money by the time she died. And this was like 5 years ago or so. And everybody in the family got a nice little inheritance out of it. I'm not going to say how much I got. It wasn't even a yearly salary, but it was a nice amount of money, right? And I was going to be smart about it. And everybody else was like going out and buying cars with it and being stupid. And I was like, I'm going to invest this. I'm going to put it away. I'm going to be smart. And little by little, it got chipped away and chipped away and chipped away. This was back when I was really trying to get some films made. And I spent money here. It was an investment to get the film made. And I spent a little here. It was an investment to get the film made. It'll all pay off. Well, it didn't all pay off. And I wound up losing all of it. I shouldn't even say I lost all of it, but it all went away. And when things started to really happen on this channel and it went full time and I could see the growth curve and everything, I was like, it became really important to me to get that money back. It was like this life thing. I carried around a lot of shame that I had lost that money. You know, I knew I was going to be smart about it, and then I just freaking lost all of it. Long story short, this month I finally made back that amount of money in my business account. It's not like in my personal account or anything. So now that I've reached that threshold, it's like, okay, I will allow myself to buy a new computer. That's what I was holding off on. Like I was getting so close, and it's like, nope, I can't buy the computer. I've got to reach this goal, and I met it. So yeah. So I'm going to go, I'm either going to order it. I'm just going to go buy one in the next week or so. And hopefully those little glitches will go away. Hopefully everything will be a lot smoother. Another big thing about this is like, I have this laptop plugged into a hub that is connected to like 5 external drives. And every time I disconnect this, I've got to go through and eject every single one of these drives. I've got it connected to an external GPU, a graphics processor, which has not performed as well as I would like. But it's one of these things that's like, it kind of when you unplug it, like literally the computer, it's like you basically have to restart your computer every time you shut it down. And of course, I've got 15 things open, and it's kind of a hassle and it's annoying. So it'll be really nice to have a desktop computer that I'm doing all of this stuff with, and I don't have to like plug in, unplug, eject, restart, and do all this stuff every single time I want to pick up my computer and go somewhere else. I can just have this one to do my writing wherever I need to, and I'll have my desktop to do the recording and the editing and stuff. And I feel good about it. I feel good that that's coming. All of that came from the whole Mac PC thing. Like, there's been a lot of people that are like, oh, you could get a much better PC for the price that you're spending on that Mac. Yes, I could. But you know what I don't have is a whole lot of time to figure out a whole new operating system and time to like download all new apps and programs and stuff for this computer. I don't have that much downtime. And in fact, I think I announced this somewhere. So if this is old news, just forgive me. But I'm actually not going to be doing any Random Thursday videos in December. We're going to kind of slow things down a bit. I will be putting out the Monday videos just like normal. But we're getting a little bit ahead, me and the writers. And the idea is that I'll be able to take a few weeks in December to have a Christmas, have a couple of weeks where I'm not balls to the wall on things. But that's number one. And number two is it would give me a little bit of downtime to undo all of this, which there is a lot of this that you can't see that I'm pointing at. So that's what's going on over the next couple of months. And I'm happy about it, actually. I'm really happy about it. Okay, let me get back into the chat. Yeah. I heard you can spec the iMac Pro up to $75,000. Doesn't doubt it. I'm looking at an iMac Pro, not the Mac Pro, but the iMac Pro. You're asking what laptop? It's a MacBook Pro from 2016 that I actually bought with money that I got from going to. Actually, it wasn't money; it was a gift certificate. Long story, I'll keep it really short. But in 2016, I was part of this YouTube Next Up program, is what they call it. It's kind of like up and coming channels. They invite them to come out, and it's basically like YouTube camp in New York. And I hung out at the space there. It was kind of life changing, honestly. It reframed my thinking on what this channel could be and set it in a new direction. But anyway, it was a great honor to be picked. It was awesome to be there. I got to meet some really awesome creators, some of whom I've been following for years. I was like, oh my God, I'm hanging out with this person. But I also got like a $2,500 gift card to B&H Photo, and that's what I used to buy this computer. I think I had to put in a little bit of my own money, but yeah, so there you go. Sayonara is asking if I've discovered the king of alcohol, Scotch. Are you asking if I've discovered Scotch? Of course I know about Scotch. I don't drink much of it. I prefer bourbon. Just a personal thing. But everybody shames Sawyer. He just DoorDash Panda Express. God. Ugh. 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 I like Panda Express, actually. Orange chicken. There's not a Panda Express near me. There's a Payway right down the street, and they have their version of orange chicken. It's not as good as Panda Express, in my opinion, but it's good. Sorry, getting caught up here. So Mitch is going to dinner. Enjoy your dinner, sir. I mean, it's no Panda Express, but enjoy it. I've also had a lot of people asking if I was going to do the new iPhone. I've got the 8 right now. And I don't know. The only reason why I would is just because I do a lot of shooting on my phone. So it would make sense to have maybe a nicer camera and more storage and stuff. But this is working so far. If I need to get a new phone, I will. But I'm not really needing to. Okay. Hang on. So John just mentioned something about the intro to the Coke episode. And I don't know exactly what you're referring to, but Dakota just said that a lot of people are asking for that intro to be its own video somewhere. I have to actually go back and watch. Hang on. I actually need to go back and take a look at my own video because I don't remember how that started. Hang on, there it is. Drink soda. Be honest. Once a week, once a day, all the time. Whatever your answer, just stop it. Just stop drinking sodas. It's really bad for you. Or is it? No, don't do that. Oh, this whole back and forth thing? That thing where you talk about a topic and you set up an expectation that you're going to say one thing and then you turn around and you say something else just so that everybody's like, oh, that's an interesting way of looking at it. I never thought of it like that. He's such an interesting guy. Or is he? There is no other side to this argument. Hundreds of studies have linked sodas to obesity and weight gain, diabetes, even strokes. Or do they? Yes, they do. Not to even mention hormone spikes, teeth problems. The number one thing that anybody can do to improve their health is to cut out sodas. Or is it? This bit's run its course, hasn't it? Or has it? Sorry, is that what you guys are referring to? That back and forth bit? Or is it the bit later where I do like the commercial for that wine with the cocaine in it? Yeah, you're watching Joe watch Joe. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. I just want to make sure I understand what it is you guys are. Sorry, I shouldn't be hung up on this, but I'm just curious. Is it that the opening where I was like talking back and forth to myself in the beginning, or is it the bit where I was doing the commercial about? You know what? I could share my screen. I think, or could I? Hang on. Or could I? Well, this do. Hang on. What's this gonna happen to? Yeah, there it is. Ooh. Okay, so hang on. The cocaine wine bit is what Dakota's saying. Oh, okay. All right, so that would be over here. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, damn it. More cocaine. That's just too much work. You like cocaine, you like wine, but doing both at the same time is hard. There's got to be a better way. Now there's Vin Mariani, wine with an extra kick of cocaine. Now you can have your Coke and drink it too. Perfect for weddings, retirement parties, funerals, bar mitzvahs, loitering, threatening people in clown costumes, breaking into your whore ex-wife's house to get your dog back, and much more. Vin Mariani, get lit today. It was invented in 1863 by a Parisian chemist. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Is that what I've been reduced to? No, that was one of my more favorite things to work on. That was pretty fun. Actually, that video is doing pretty well. It's doing better than I thought it would. Oh wait, I moved the wrong thing. Hang on. It's funny that everybody remembers it as an intro, though, because it was totally toward the middle. Get lit today. I don't know. I could, you know what? If nothing else, I could just post it for Patreon people or something. But see, okay, so that, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna a little bit. That's the kind of thing I really want to be able to do more of. And what that might mean, though, is I just realized my chair was kind of low. That might mean doing less videos. I mean, I'm looking long term, like over the next year or so. I would like to be able to do more sketches like that and more skits. But the reason why I've kind of fallen into this, I shouldn't say fallen into, but the reason I have kind of fallen into this pattern of making these videos the way I do is because it's something I can crank out. It's something I can do 2 a week, you know? So I'm trying to be more cognizant of including stuff like that into the videos. It's an ever-evolving process. But if you guys like it, then I'll see what I can do. Just for you. Jonathan says, not as fun as the Clone Joe intro. That was... Which one was that? Was that the cloning video? Yeah, that was the cloning video. See, but that was a lot of work. I was playing like 5 different characters there. Everybody's remembering the Bork. Bork, Bork. Flippy flip, Bork, Bork. So here's a question. Speaking of infomercials, I get sent things in the mail. Not that often, really, but from time to time, people send me things in the mail. And one of the things that I got sent, and I don't know if any of you guys know this group. I really don't know who sent it to me, which makes it kind of weird. But I got sent this like nootropic. It's called Qualia. Sorry, it's reflecting off there. There you go. Premium nootropic for mental performance. From a group called the Neurohacker Collective. So I love the design of the box and everything is super professional. It looks nice. It looks more like gray on the screen there, but it's actually kind of shimmery and gold. I guess silver. But this is what was in it. This is the stuff that they sent. Here's what gets me. I have not tried this. I'm a little bit wary of it. It's very clearly just a lot of caffeine and B12. I mean, there's a whole list of things here, but like the B12 is 1,000 micrograms. So I actually have 5,000 micrograms in Cankerboy. But a lot of this stuff, taurine, artichoke leaf extract, L-carnitine, acetyl L-carnitine, alpha glyceryl phosphocholine. You know that. Organic coffee berry and whole coffee fruit extract. See, it's just a lot of caffeine. Ginkgo biloba leaf, all this. Anyway, it's a whole bunch of stuff. Here's where I get a little weirded out by it. Suggested use. As a dietary supplement, take 7 capsules with water first thing in the morning before eating. You're supposed to take 7 of these a day at the same time. Does that make anybody else a little about it? I mean, I'm tempted to try it. I'm curious. Like I could use all the mental performance I can get. So I mean, I'm very tempted to give it a whirl. But 7 of these things every morning. Which, by the way, so if there's 1,000 micrograms of B12 in each one, and you're taking 7, so that's 7,000 micrograms. I have 5,000 in my Cankerboy pills, which will kick your ass already. So, yeah, I don't know. That just seems like a lot. Okay, is everybody else as blown away by that as I am? Matson says I look like a drug addict. Oh, dude, I already look like a drug addict. Do y'all want to know all the supplements that I take? Because it's a little weird. Well, maybe it's not that weird, but it's probably more. Sorry, just looking through some notes here. Dakota. No, I mean micrograms. With B12, it's micrograms. Actually, it's a very small amount. Actually, microgram is MCG. UG might be used somewhere, but it's MCG. So mg is milligram, and then the 1,000 microgram. Yeah. Which, by the way, the daily allowance of B12 that's in the Canker Boy thing is already like 8,000% or something like that. So John is saying no multiple times. Zach says no. 40 megahertz pulses and neuroplasticities. Oh, okay. 40 megahertz pulses though. What is that? Like brain stimulation? Like you put on a cap and it stimulates your brain? Is that what you're saying? So Zach is pointing out the B12 lung cancer thing. So obviously I spent a lot of time researching before I put a product out on the market. You're right. There is not a lot of info. There was like one study where they pumped rats full of B12 and there was some correlation between them. I checked with a lot of people before I put it out, and it's tenuous at best that there's anything. In the case of what these are being used for, the canker sores, it's an inflammatory response. So, cutting down on that inflammatory response, it's always juggling, good and bad. It's like the risk of taking that much B12 is countered by the benefit of taking these. So it's always a little bit of a juggling act there, but I was very nervous about that, and I researched it until I wasn't nervous anymore before I put it out. So it's a very tenuous thing. You said megahertz early, but you meant hertz. (40 hertz light pulses). Okay. All right. I haven't tried that. I know all about the neuroplasticity, though. Interesting. No, I actually do take quite a bit of supplements right now. I actually have to carry it around like an old person in one of these things. Why not? Let's go through it. There's only one prescription pill, and it's total vanity. It's the Propecia, the finasteride. It's for try to hang on to my hair as much as I possibly can. Although I've also heard that it helps. There's a correlation between taking this and a reduction in prostate cancer over the years. So there's that too. Nicotinamide. My dermatologist suggested I take this for skin. Obviously, Canker Boy. This is something else my dermatologist suggested. It's called HelioCare. It's for, it kind of helps repair sun damage in your skin and supposedly prevent sun damage as well. What else we got? So potassium citrate. I had some kidney stone issues a while back. These kind of help prevent those from forming. This is krill oil, which is basically omega-3, which is good for heart health and that kind of thing. Supposedly brain health. I guess that's all of it, actually. Am I missing one? Oh, I got like a apple cider vinegar extract pill that's supposed to be good. Anyway. So Matson's asked, I did hear about the brain-to-brain communication experiment that worked. I think I talked about that in last week's Our Ludicrous Future episode. And also somebody, I saw this earlier, I kind of skipped past it, but somebody mentioned the new Schrodinger's cat paper. I saw that in the headline. I haven't had a chance to read it, but yeah, I guess some physicists have kind of found a loophole in the whole Schrodinger's cat thing. But I can't really speak to it because I haven't had a chance to read it yet. Yes, Grandpa Joe and his pills. That's me. I will say that at least like it's not a lot of like, this is my back pill and this is my heart pill and this is the pill that makes my gallbladder work. You know, at least these are just, you know, supplements, and the only prescription pill is a total vanity thing. Let me check something real quick, because I think some people are posting on Patreon earlier and I never got a chance to look at it. Ta, 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 ta. Infinite Velocity Space Explorations. That's an awesome name. Says, I'm hilarious. Well, thank you. I like your name. Dave Waplin says, glad you're enjoying a proper. Thanks for all you do. Great program. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. William Swenson, the Puritan ethic occurs to me when I consider your question of monetization of all or some of your channels. And all things appropriation of the time. Can't go wrong with a balanced approach, and I won't be surprised to see you at 1 million within 6 months. I don't think I'm going to quite make it there in 6 months. I've been, you know, you have to kind of plan, you have to look forward and project and try to figure out where things are going to be down the road so you can kind of like know what to expect kind of thing. And I'm not saying this to complain. It's good. I've had a great year. But, oh, Fabian is saying his flight is boarding, and for some reason it blocked his thing. There you go. Anyway, no, so I keep a close eye on like trends in the channel and the analytics and everything. And I've been looking a lot at like how the subscribership has grown over the last year. And, it really hasn't, I'm like on a per month. I mean, yes, it's gone up cumulatively, but per month, I don't want to say it's flatline because that sounds bad. And I'm not upset about this. I'm perfectly happy with the growth that the channel's had, but it has not really trended upwards. Like, I'm not looking at a graph of my monthly subscribers and it's not doing this. It's kind of dancing all over, but it's kind of staying steady. So, before, when I was making projections, I was kind of expecting that it would accelerate over time because that's what had happened before. And this year it hasn't really accelerated. It's just kind of stayed where it is. So if things stayed where they are right now, which I don't think they will. I think they will accelerate a little bit. But if things stay where they are right now, it would probably be the end of next year before I get to the 1 million mark. Not that that's whatever. It's a plaque. It doesn't really mean anything. I'm already like getting to do things that just I couldn't believe I'd actually get to do. So can't complain. Let's see. Okay, so John says the lab mice exposed to 1 hour of 40 hertz lights had 50% of the neural plaque when compared to the rats not exposed to the light. Huh. So, like, what hertz is the like fluorescent lights that I have up here right now? Like, I don't know what that hertz is. Does anybody know what that hertz is? I guess I could. Hang on. Okay, so I have fluorescents that I have now been replacing with LEDs. And you can see how like yellowed that is. That's kind of gross. Oh god, I can't even read this anymore. So it's 14 watts. Damn, I can't read that. It's so faded. Okay, so what does this new one say? 60 hertz. Okay, so if you could get like a light bulb with 40 hertz, you're saying it kind of breaks down the plaque for to prevent Alzheimer's? .60 hertz is AC. Oh, okay, so Leah's asking, have you tried Smart Summon again? You talked about it a few weeks ago on OLF, but have you tried since? Yeah, I have. I haven't used it much. I actually got mad at myself last night. I was hanging out with that buddy of mine, and we kind of got in my car, and I drove him over to his car, and Of course, I'm talking about the Tesla and everything. He'd only been in, I think, one before, and like as I was driving, I was like, crap, I should have used Smart Summon. I could have had it because we were in a parking garage, and I was like right there. I could have said like, hey, check this out, huh? And I could have come. I could have had that thing happen, but I didn't think about it. I've used it a couple of times since the fail at that I talked about on OLF, but it's been. At least it didn't hit another curb. Let's put it that way. It worked better. Yeah. Anyway, I haven't used it that much. I always figured it'd be kind of more of a gimmick than anything. Because I mean, really, if you're walking out to your car in a parking lot, if you're gonna use the only reason I can really see for using is if it's raining and you don't want to like go out walk in the rain, which Tim was talking about that he'd used it in that way. But if you're walking out to your car, it takes a minute for the app to upload. It takes a minute for the thing to connect. It takes a minute to press the button. It takes a minute for it to back up. Like it's so much faster to just walk to your car, So like if I had a broken leg or it was raining or something, maybe it makes more sense. But otherwise, it's just like just walk to the car. There's a website where you can train parking lots for your use of Smart Summon. You can train parking lots? What does that mean? I'm assuming you mean you train your car for parking lots. Jonathan, what happened to the decals in the back? Oh, these things? The ones that were over here? I did a whole video on it. Did I not? But you're on Patreon still. Yeah, I did a video and I put it up on Patreon. When I redid all of this, I kind of had to develop because there were so many. Okay, sorry. Let me back up. Yes, there used to be those stands up there. Those are for the $20 and up people, or for the $20 level people. It's a good problem to have, but it got to where there were so many that I couldn't keep up with them. Because if somebody left, I'd have to go find their thing and take it out. Or if some new person joined, I'd have to like make a new one. And of course, I couldn't constantly be doing that. So I get way behind. There were probably a dozen or so people that had been at that level for a long time and had not ever gotten anything up there. And it wasn't fair to everybody. So I figured, you know what? The $20 people, they already have their names listed in the credits at the end already. So how about I just do away with that and start rewarding... back here anyway, loyalty, because I had people who had been donating cumulatively up to about $500, and I felt like that needed to be rewarded, So that's what all these are now. Like all of these, and it goes all the way across now. If I can even get myself out of the way, all of those are people who have donated up to that level over like 3 years. So it's not all people who are just throwing money at me. It's people who have been there for a long time. But I don't know if you can see it. Like this whole mess up here, that's what I did with all of them. I just kind of like stacked them up on top. So, and I did offer, if you want the one that you, if you want yours, I'll mail it to you. Just reach out to me on Patreon, send me a message, and give me your address, and I'll totally mail it to you. I've done it a few times already. Okay, so the website has the data that Smart Summon, where'd it go? Smart Summon uses, so you can actually draw it out. It's an open source site. Oh, interesting, cool. I'm fascinated by the idea that they put autopilot on the road and they taught it how to drive in traffic on the road and everything, which is definitely one skill. And now they're approaching it from the other side. They're doing Smart Summon in the little tight, crowded spaces where people are walking around, and there's cars and there's curbs and stuff. So they're kind of meeting in the middle to get the full self-driving thing. I didn't really... I mean, that's just my assumption that that's what they're thinking, but it makes sense, It's pretty smart to me. But yeah, Jonathan, it's in Patreon somewhere. But if you want yours, it's up there. It's kind of piled up amongst the others. But I'll be glad to send it to you. Is my face really red? feel like my face is super red. The heat's on in here. It's really cold. outside. It's like freezing temperatures in November in Dallas. So of course the heater's going, and I'm on the second level, and the lights are on, and blah blah blah. By the way, I noticed. Is it this side? No, it's this side. Yeah. I've been noticing a lot lately. I've got like a white patch of beard right here. Can y'all see that? You know what I'm talking about? I got a little white patch of beard. Let me show you something. I know what did that. I know exactly what did that. I will show you, and it's disgusting. People who have been here for a while know that I had some sun damage I had to do some stuff about a while back. And I was actually doing the channel while I was doing this. And like, this is gross. So turn away if you are grossed out by things. But like I did it on my nose, and it looked like that. Yeah. That's what my nose looked like for a while. But I also did it on my cheek over here, and I did it too much. I thought that I was only supposed to. I thought I was supposed to do it twice a day. I only did it once a day, and it was just a cream that you put on, and it like targets sun damaged cells that like are precancerous that could eventually someday turn into cancer. Anyway, I kind of overdid it on my cheek, and I'm telling you, this is gross. Yeah. Okay. Just. Sorry. Look away. Earmuffs. But that is what my cheek looked like. This was back in, 2017. You can see at the top there. But that healed up, and that's all over with, and it was terrible and everything. But that's where it was. Now I've got like a white patch of hair there now. I'm like a skunk boy with my beard because of that. I just noticed. By the way, you want to see a cute picture of two dogs? Want to see a cute picture of two doggos? Just took that earlier. That's Zoe and Jake. Oh, somebody earlier asked how Jake's doing. He's doing okay. I'm just pumping him full of pills, and I'm pretty sure that this is not like an infection or something. It's the bone thing. I'm feeling pretty sure right now, but I don't know what that means. I don't know if he'll have to get that taken off or what, but anyway, he's doing okay. He's actually getting around pretty well. So, localized silver fox, says John. Yeah, I'll stick with that. That is not my iPhone wallpaper, is what Sawyer was asking. This is my wallpaper, and that microphone was Elvis's microphone at Sun Studios in Memphis. That has no particular, like, significance to me other than that I went there, and I thought it was a cool picture, and I wound up putting it on my home screen, and it's just been there ever since. But you asked, so there you go. I think I'm out of stuff to talk about, guys, honestly. So this Saturday, for the $10 and up people, we're doing the live chat, the Zoom chat first thing in the morning. I think, what is the other, maybe Dakota's in there and can tell me. The other live stream, the morning live stream, I think it's next Saturday. It's a Saturday after this coming Saturday. I think that's when that is. But we'll update in Patreon. My mind is blanking now. So yeah, okay, well, I think it's about that time. Thanks you guys for joining, and I hope this was entertaining and fun, and if you have any suggestions for live stream things that I could be doing, please let me know, because I'm just kind of flailing in the wind here, like always. But I really appreciate you guys coming, and thanks for the support and everything, of course. So yeah, Dakota, it's the coffee live stream, which is on a Saturday morning. Yeah. So, okay, I think I'm going to shut this down. But thanks again, guys. If you ever have any questions or anything, you can reach out to me in the various places, and you know I'll get back to you. So yeah, next Saturday, 10 a.m. Central. There's Dakota has spoken. So cool. All right, guys. I don't know how to end these things, so I'm just gonna say thank you. Your support really does mean a lot to me. I get a little bit emotional about it, actually. I just get like, I can't believe I get to do this. I was saying that the other day. Tim, was it Tim? Yeah, he announced on Twitter that Our Ludicrous Future has its own Twitter handle now, which is just at Ludicrous Future. And everybody was like, "Oh, I love you guys," and you're like sending all these nice things. And I was like, "Man, I'm just glad I get to do this." You know, I am. I'm just glad I'm not stuck in a cubicle all day, like I used to be. Okay, so just really quick, this is where I'm coming from here. Michael Keaton, the actor, who was huge in the 80s and then kind of fell off the map in the middle of the 90s, and he started he's kind of fell into some B-movie type stuff, and then he did Birdman. What was it, like 3 years ago? And got an Oscar nomination for it. And he was like, "Oh my God, Michael Keaton, he's back. We forgot how wonderful he is." And he got nominated for Best Actor. He didn't win, but I think Birdman either won Best Picture or Best Director or something. But anyway, he wound up going up on stage when it won some award. And the director was like, "We want to make sure Michael gets to say something." So he went up to the microphone, and you could tell like this was a guy who had been through some hell, you know, career-wise. He was so big, and then he just fell off the map, and then now he was back again, and he was so grateful to just be there, and he got up to the microphone. I remember him being like, "I'm just happy to be here, man," you know, and I just thought that was so real and honest, and it made me feel so happy for him, and it's like that's kind of where I am right now. I'm like, yes, there's all these things around this channel that, you know, you could extrapolate or whatever, but like for me it's just like, I'm just glad I get to do this. I'm having a great time, and I do owe you guys for that, so thank you. With that, I'm gonna shut up now. You guys have a great night and a great weekend coming up, and I will catch you guys next time. All right, love you guys. Take care.